Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Zero Davila. Welcome back to Save Our System IT. Today we'll continue with part number 16 of our Busybox series. Printf inserts arguments into a user-defined string of text, creating formatted output. Printf prints a formatted string to the standard output. Its roots are in the C programming language, which uses a function by the same name. It's a handy way to produce precisely formatted output from numerical or textual arguments. The format string contains three types of objects: ordinary characters, which are copied verbatim to the output, interpreted character sequences, which are escaped with a backslash, and conversion specifications, which define the way in which arguments will be expressed as part of the output. The power of printf lies in the fact that for any given format string, the arguments can be changed to affect the output. And also be careful with the way your shell interprets quoted strings. If your shell is not interpreting your quoted strings correctly, try using single quotes rather than double quotes. PS reports a snapshot of the status of currently working processes. On every Unix-like operating system, the process status command PS displays information about active processes. Every operating system's version of PS is slightly different, so consult your own documentation for specific options. The command can receive three option types: Unix options, which may be grouped and must be preceded by a dash, a hyphen; BSD options, which may be grouped and must not be used with a dash; and GNU long options, which are preceded by two dashes. Options of different types may be freely mixed, but might cause conflicts. There are some synonymous options which are functionally identical due to many standards and PS implementations that PS is compatible with. The Pwd command simply prints out in the terminal the full path name of the current working directory, the directory we're in. It's usually a command used from inside other tools like Midnight Commander, which is the Linux equivalent to Total Commander in Windows, or from inside terminal text editors like Vim. The remote date command displays and sets the local date and time from the host name or address given as the argument. The time source may be an RFC 868 TCP protocol server or an RFC 2030 protocol SNTP NTP server. By default, rdate uses the RFC 868 TCP protocol. The remote server should run the time service on port 37, and the firewall should not be blocking port number 37. The readlink command prints the value of a symbolic link or canonical file name. What the "-f" option does is to canonicalize by following every symlink and every component of the given name recursively. All but the last component must exist. The "-n" is for no new line and it does not output a trailing new line, and "-v" is for verbose and it reports the error messages. Realpath expands all symbolic links and resolves references to // and extra slash characters in the null terminated string name by path to produce a canonicalized absolute path name. The resulting path name is stored as a null terminated string up to a maximum of path max bytes in the buffer pointed to by the resolved path. The resulting path will have no symbolic link, // or // components. If resolved path is specified as null, then realpath uses malloc3 to allocate a buffer up to path max bytes to hold the resolved path name and returns a pointer to this buffer. The caller should deallocate this buffer using free. If there is no error, realpath returns a pointer to the resolved path. Otherwise, it returns null. The contents of the array resolved path are undefined, and an error number is set to indicate the error. You can use the reboot or shutdown commands under Linux to safely reboot the desktop or server system. These utilities perform the following operations. First, they flush the cache to disk. Then they log the reboot action, including the entering a shutdown record into the user's accounting file called /var/run/utmp and /var/log/wtmp. Then they kill all processes with a sigturn signal followed by a sigkill signal. And finally, it reboots the machine. To give an example, first we have to log in as the root user. Type the reboot command to immediately reboot the system. Please note that if you are not the root user, you will get a message "must be super user." So log in using sudo or su, then type the reboot command. Renice alters the priority of running processes. It's similar to the nice command, but it's used for processes that are already running. So it alters the scheduling priority of one or more running processes. A higher value of priority actually makes the process a lower priority. It means that the process will demand fewer system resources and therefore is a nicer process. A lower priority value means that the process will demand more resources, possibly denying those resources to processes that are nicer. The priority value of any given process can vary from -20, which is the highest priority, the least nice, to 20, which is the lowest priority, the nicest. The default priority of a new process by default is 0. So renacing a process group causes all processes in that process group to have their scheduling priority altered. Renacing a user causes all processes owned by the user to have their scheduling priority altered. And by default, the processes to be affected are specified by their process IDs. And that's about it for today. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Any questions you might have are to be left down in the comment section or on our website www.sosit.co. Again, that's www.sosit.co. Thanks for watching and have a nice day.